Hello there, it's Stinger Splash back again with another video. Didn't expect to have to do this, but none of you would have seen the original video because apparently it was too long. It was over 17 minutes, and I just realised now when I put my TNA videos up that nobody had watched this part or part 3 of my WWE PPV box sets. So unfortunately this one was 2 minutes too long and the third one was 30 seconds too long, but luckily the second part was alright, so I put a little note upon that second part about it. So I'm just going to look at the 2003, 2004 and 2005 PPV box sets, and I'll do another one probably tomorrow for the 2008, 2009. So this one's going to have to be a lot quicker because I went through the videos, I went through the PPVs in much more detail before, but here is the first one, 2003, which is a Royal Rumble, which had Brock Lesnar win the win the number 1 contenders for WrestleMania. He beat Big Show earlier on in the show. All these 2003 DVDs as well, they made up for 2003 along the spines, which they've not done since. No Way Out had a lot of 2s in it. We had the Rock Hogan 2 rematch from the previous year. We also had Triple H Steiner 2 from the previous month, and also Eric Bischoff against Stone Cold Steve Austin. This was Austin's last ever win in WWE. We also had Undertaker vs Big Show and Chris Jericho vs Jeff Hardy on the undercard. Then we have WrestleMania 19, with the main event really being McMahon vs Hogan, but there's also Austin vs Rock, which was Austin's last ever match. Angle and Brock Lesnar in the main event for the world title. Michaels and Jericho. It was a pretty strong show, but they put all the main matches on at the end of the show, which, you know, they didn't break them up, which I thought was a bit of a mistake. We have Rock vs Goldberg at Backlash 2003. This is basically Rock putting over the new guy coming to the company. We also had John Cena's first ever WWE title match on this show against Brock Lesnar, and he got squashed. We had Judgment Day stretcher match between Brock Lesnar and Big Show, which came about because of the previous month, Big Show knocking down Rey Mysterio, putting him on a stretcher in a match on Backlash. We also had Kevin Nash and Triple H in a very forgetful 7-minute DQ for the WWE title. You know, Triple H, for the world title, for the Triple H and Kevin Nash rematch at Bad Blood. This was the first brand-specific pay-per-view. And there was also Shawn Michaels v Ric Flair, Goldberg v Chris Jericho on there. We have Vengeance, which was the first SmackDown only pay-per-view, which is a pretty good show. It had Brock Lesnar, Big Show and Kurt Angle in a triple threat for the world title, and also Benoit and Eddie Guerrero in the finals of the US title tournament, plus an early Undertaker John Cena match. SummerSlam, stable on the cover. This had Elimination Chamber for the world title, Kurt Angle vs Brock Lesnar, Rob Van Dam vs Kane, and Shane McMahon vs Eric Bischoff. And we have Unforgiven, where Goldberg finally beat Triple H for the world title, where if Goldberg had lost he would have had to leave WWE. And there was also Shane McMahon and Kane in the last man standing match, and Shawn Michaels v Randy Orton. And we had No Mercy, which was Undertaker and Brock Lesnar in a biker chain match, Kurt Angle v John Cena, and Stephanie McMahon against Mr. McMahon on that show, which I think was Stephanie's last ever match. I'm pretty sure it was. The following month we had two McMahons wrestling, Survivor Series. Mr. McMahon wrestled Undertaker Buried Alive match, and Shane McMahon wrestled Kane in an ambulance match. There's also the Goldberg Triple H rematch and a couple of pretty decent Survivor Series elimination matches on there. And then we finally have Armageddon, which was never shown on TV over here. Kane v Goldberg v Triple H, where Triple H won his title back. Shawn Michaels v Batista, and Rob Van Dam v Randy Orton was the pick of the matches from that show. So that's 2003. I'll move quickly on so I don't run out of time again. This is 2004. This is where they started doing these boxes, Silver Vision. As you can see, most of my pay-per-views at this point were Region 1 American imports, because they were a lot cheaper back then. They were about £7, and you got them a lot quicker as well. Things have changed, so I always get the UK ones now, but this was Royal Rumble 2004, which was the Benoit Rumble win, which is a really good Rumble match, but the rest of the show wasn't so great. with Brock Lesnar and Hardcore Holly for the WWE title, showing that it was really a one-match show. Next month was No Way Out. Eddie Guerrero won the WWE title from Brock Lesnar, and Goldberg was involved in that match, which set up the WrestleMania 20 match. Struggling to get these out here. And this is WrestleMania 20. This is actually just an empty box, because I've got the WrestleMania 20 limited edition, which I've shown in previous videos. But this was the biggest ever pay-per-view, still to this date. 5 hours long. Turn of Undertaker against Kane, Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero, Benoit winning the world title, and also Ultimo Dragon getting to wrestle at Madison Square Garden. And we had Backlash, which had the rematch from the previous pay-per-view, 3-way between Shawn Michaels, Triple H and Chris Benoit. There was also a really good Randy Orton Cactus Jack hardcore match for the Intercontinental title. And we have Judgment Day SmackDown event. I had Eddie Guerrero and JBL one-on-one for the WWE title, Undertaker v Booker T. And a really good opening tag match as well, Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio against the Dudleys. And also the debut of Mordecai, who didn't last long. He squashed Scotty Scotty on that show. We had Bad Blood, which had the Hell in a Cell match between Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Chris Benoit and Kane for the world title. Chris Benoit and Edge against La Resistance for the tag team titles. Randy Orton v Shelton Benjamin. It's a solid show, which can't be said about this next one, which I'm going to have to do